Good morning. So I am not quite sure if this is on Facebook. That's why my face looked a little bit weird in the beginning because I got some kind of notification. But if someone wants to do a real good solid and like share the link on the Facebook group so then people can come in, that'd be amazing because I am not 100% confident that it's on the Facebook group.
Looks like it.
There's 2 different Facebook groups though, so I'm not really sure. Anyways, welcome.
You guys, it is great to see you here.
And we have a very, 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 very special episode today that was highly anticipated last week, and due to some technical difficulties, which grateful for technology, but sometimes, and so this has been a highly anticipated interview that we're doing today. So stick around because you are going to learn how the heck you can actually lose weight and keep it off without killing yourself at older ages. What? Okay, let's roll.
You can call it older. In the ES Army, we like to call it wiser. All right, you guys, so let's get to it. Today, we have a very special guest with us. Whether you've been active in the community or even if you've been a lurker. Chances are that you probably know who that woman is because she's loud and proud and she's crushing it. And she's super, super duper inspiring with how she's just putting her, transformation journey out there. Anyways, in the case that you're new and are just joining us, when you get to meet this beautiful human, you'll get a renewed sense of inspiration for your life, your body, your health, and future when you hear her story. Amy Galeski is a 49-year-old badass mom of not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5. In Hebrew, we say chamsa.
Chamish.
Who turned her life at a time in her life when most women would simply just give up. As she would say, I turned my life around from being a shit show to a rock show in a matter of 7 months. A little more about Amy before we get on this inspirational ride. When it comes to working out, you guys, her favorite movement is the badass maker, while her least favorite movement is the spider. Her favorite treat is her mom's coconut cream pie. And today we're going to learn more about how she melted 25 pounds of fat, dropped 10 inches, all while gaining lean muscle and badassery in 7 short months, and how you too can do it regardless of what you've been through and what your age is. So, Amy, welcome. How did you do that intro? Was this good?
Oh, you're so beautiful, you beasts. Happy Flex Friday.
Let's go. You guys in the chat, happy Flex Friday. Let's do this.
Pop off some flex emojis, y'all. We're about to party.
Yeah.
I got my lime LaCroix. Is going down for real.
Got my Fit Aid. Coffee didn't hit it today.
Hey, looking great in the ES Army crop. Looking jacked just in time for Flex Friday. I love it. Amy, since the beginning of your journey, you've been just like so raw, real, and authentic. Like you showed like all of your true colors, like take it or leave it, whether it's like a dark gray day or a bright pink day. Like I'm gonna just show you how it is. And today you're just going to like keep it real with us. So thank you so much for, being willing to have this conversation with us so that, we can together inspire more people. And ES Army, if you're happy to see Amy here, go ahead and drop some hearts to support her. Come on now. Okay, so how did you become a part of this community anyways? Like, how did you hear about the ES Army?
How did I crash and burn and find you guys?
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. It was crunch time for taxes, and as horrible as an eater as I was, like I sat down, punching in numbers, digging in a bag of Doritos. Like, I got to get this shit done. No time to eat. Okay, there's Doritos. And just literally got to the bottom of the bag and was like, cheese to my elbows. And
You had a cheese sleeve.
oh my God, I was covered in Dorito crumbs and was like, how the fuck can this be my life? Like, how is this okay? And then I don't know, your phone is always listening. So then I open Facebook the next day and there's Aaron popping out of a porta-john.
That ad still crushes it all the time.
I am telling you, I was like, what the fuck? I gotta do what she's doing and just click, click, click. Like, you guys sent me an email right away, and I was like, there's no way they're really gonna, contact me. So I was like, all right, fine, contact me. Here's my phone number. Phone rings, like, hey, how interested, are you interested in this? I was like, what the? That sounds like the chick that was in the porta-john. How is that for real? Like, they don't really call you. They don't really care. But it's real as shit. You guys are real. Like, I tell everybody, this is not like, I know my cheeks hurt.
My cheeks already hurt from smiling. I'm like, how am I going to make it another 40 minutes?
I know. Like, this shit is not like Fight Club. Like, Fight Club, you keep a secret. This I tell everybody about, and they're like, who? And I'm like, fucking look them up. Just trust me, look them up.
All right. So when you say like this, I want to tell everybody about, we want to like scream from the rooftops the things that have, made a big impact on us for good or for bad, right? We'll tell everybody. And so when you say like, I tell everybody about this, like what is this that made such a transformation in you where you're like, man, everybody needs to know about it?
It's digging deep into the mental aspects of why we have let ourselves get into these like horrible, I for years, my dad died. My son got in a motorcycle accident during COVID. My other son went into cardiac arrest. And I was just like, dang, I got a lot of shit on my plate. And then I just kept, shoving it down. And I got traumas from, my childhood. And I just kept burying it. And I was like, I'm fucking cool. Like, if I don't acknowledge it, it won't bug me. And this helps you just get all that out. And like, why do you stress eat? And why do you boredom eat? And why do you, it just helps you break past all those bad, all the bad decisions that you've made. And it really brings it to the forefront, and it teaches you how to, now, like, okay, so last week we had technical difficulties. Had that been, before I met you guys, like I would have been fucking crack a beer and let's go, get a burger. Dang, that didn't work out. This is how I'll, but instead I was like, shysters, man, and just watched your other, what you guys put on instead of me, and was like, all right, next week's going to be even fucking better. Like, I just have learned how to really deal with stress and not, do the stress eating and I cry like a freaking baby all the time. You guys know that. But it's just now it's so healing to really like freaking vomit all the shit that I've been burying for so many years and being like, okay, you went through that. That is not you. You lived through it. You survived it. Unfortunately, there's going to be more down the line, but I'm more prepared for the next experiences.
So I know that Sarit has a plethora of questions. I just want to give, like, whoever is listening, I just want to give them an idea of what exactly it is that you've done. Because when we say, like, dig deep and all these things, like, for, let's say somebody new, let's say somebody's like, you're going to inspire the already existing army because you're badass and awesome. And, let's say for somebody new coming in, they're like, what is this? I don't even know. Okay, this girl's 49. Apparently she lost some weight. But, like, I want to give them an understanding. Like, okay, so you were face in the bottom of a bag of Doritos with a nacho cheese sleeve. And then the next day you saw like an ad that we have and you clicked on it. And then whatever we were offering at that, you clicked on that too. You didn't think we were actually going to contact you. We contacted you. What did you do? Like, what did you end up doing that, like, what was your journey with us? What was your path with us that kind of led you to where you are now?
Well, I didn't know there were any other programs. I just jumped right into the IC, the inner circle, which is kind of the elite, I guess. Like, it is just, I didn't know there was I didn't know there was, Raw and TKC and all of that. Like, at the time, I just was like, please help me.
Yeah.
So I jumped in and was like, oh, cool. I'll get a coach and she'll yell at me and tell me what to eat and tell me, how much to eat and tell me when to eat. And, and I was like, they'll just give me workouts and I'll do them and they'll just leave me alone. And, I'll just kind of tiptoe through this being all super, super sly and I'll probably, maybe this one will work because I've done everything else. But this one, it was like, okay, Monday Zooms. This is, you get on live and you can share your wins and you can share your disappointments. And this is when I cry every freaking week. But yeah, I mean, so I get a coach and coach is like, what are your goals? Let's make you up some targets. This is what this is how often you should eat. And I was just like, oh my God, they're not going to tell me what to eat. They're only telling me how much of each, how many times a day. I was like, how am I going to do this? I thought they were going to tell me everything. Kind of like all the other programs was like, here's a cookbook and here's my video and whether or not you get up and do it tomorrow, whatever. You guys never left. You didn't put the material in my hand and then leave me alone. You are like, show up, do these videos. If you want to join this challenge that badass Coach Mo does every month, do these challenges, show up, do a video, be accountable. And I was like, oh my God, like so I have to figure out what to eat. I have to measure it all. I have to send pictures to my coach. I have to, do this journaling. I have to think about things that, it just was such a crazy aspect to me where I was like, normally, yeah, you just buy a video and they're like, pop it on in the morning if you want, eat a burger later if you want, because they're not checking back in with you. You already bought their video. They're done with you, and this was crazy shit. Like, coach is going, how you doing today? Where you at? How can I help you? Mo has heard me cry and mental mind dump vomit so much. And it just is just such a crazy, like, I look at people and go, did you know why you eat when you do and how you do and how much you do? And get up here, you guys. Nobody else focuses on that. And people are like,
I want to ask too, like, for those of you watching, like, how many of you are aware of what you're eating throughout the day? Or like, how many of you mindlessly eat at least one time a day. Like you're eating and you don't even realize you're eating, or you're not paying attention to the fact that you're eating. You're just eating and you don't carefully consider the thing that you're eating before you eat it. You just start eating it. Like if that's you, like mindless eating.
Like the bag of Doritos.
Like the bag of Doritos, right? You're just like, I don't know. And you're doing something and you're eating, you don't even realize you're eating. And it is truly amazing when you simply put intentionality into something, how much difference that can make without you having to fight yourself on it.
I've never lived so much in the moment. Like I slow everything down. And now, yeah, everything is intentional. Every meal is intentional. Every thought is intentional. It just has taught me so much on like just utter respect for myself. Like I said, every decision that I make now is like, am I going to be proud of that? Am I going to, am I going to be embarrassed later if somebody brings that back to my attention? I'm going to be like, who, me? Like I'm living a completely different life now because I don't love the decisions I was making before. There was zero intention. The alcohol consumption was out of control and the junk food consumption was out of control. And I definitely had the big body and the shitty mindset and the pain. Every day I woke up and I was like, God damn, what's wrong with me now? I better go to the doctors. And now I'm like getting off of, I'm weaning off of blood pressure and cholesterol meds and Synthroid. And I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. It's like people, it's not just, I'm so sick of taking meds. And I love to hear people when they're like, I got healthy and I got off of this. Like, listen, I'm on Zoloft. That I've tried to wean off of before. Nobody liked me then. So, that's something different. I understand that. But when you literally, like my cholesterol was in the 400s.
Wow.
Yeah. For years before my doctor, he threatened me for probably 2 years. Get that down or I'm putting you on meds. Get that down or I'm putting you on meds. And I kept going, yeah, fine, put me on meds.
Wow.
And then I was just like, God, I don't want to be on these meds. So I did something about it. Thanks to you guys, like popping out of Porta Johns and making me get all up in here.
I'm curious to know, like, yes, we got in your face. However, I think that there is a difference between just seeing something pop up on your feed versus being ready to change. And I'm curious to know, like, from your own story, what was the defining moment where you're like, okay, I'm ready to do something about it?
Great question, because so many people are like, yeah, I want to do this, and then they don't show up, which tells us they're not really ready. So what made you feel ready?
Aaron probably remembers me sobbing on the phone.
Happens often.
Huh?
It happens often.
Right? I was scared to death. I
want to say,
and that's how I knew I was ready.
Look, here's the deal. Emotions move you. If you don't feel it, you will not do anything about it.
Yeah.
So in the moment where you are feeling the shittiest about it, do something, because that's your sign. Like emotions are a language to you that's trying to communicate something. When you feel it, like you will not make a change unless you feel something, which is why, so unfortunately, somebody has to experience a life-threatening event like a heart attack or a stroke before they're like, oh, I guess I should change.
Right.
You have an opportunity to do it before that. So yeah, back to Sarit's question, because I'm talking a lot. What was the thing that made you feel ready?
Just knowing I have 3 young girls, that I'm trying to be a positive role model for. And I hadn't been for years. My son that had just, survived cardiac arrest. And here I am like drinking and eating like, none of it mattered. I just knew I had more to live for, and I didn't necessarily do it for anyone else except for me, but I knew it would affect everyone around me. But when I answered your phone call and I literally was trembling in fear, like, oh my God, this is the first day of the rest of my life because I'm saying yes. And then from there, I just was like, all right, I mean, I could just fluff this off like every other program I've done, or I could just go gung ho, go hog wild, and see where this is going to take me, because you guys you got up here right away. I've never been scared to buy a freaking hula hoop program, and I've never been scared to.
I've seen those.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
it's for real.
Yeah.
I've never been scared to drink a freaking protein drink. This scared me. So I knew that, that I was ready, and I showed up and I was in everybody's face, and I was just like, hey, here I am. I'm really happy and scared to be here. And, and I just, sorry, I'm in your face, but, I'm on a roll and I'm not stopping.
Hey, I'm curious to know, what would you tell anybody who's listening right now, who's feeling that fear of like, I'm unhappy with where I'm at and I have this fear? Like, how would you guide them, knowing what you have done and, like what path you led yourself into and how that shaped for you to become?
I mean, we all tend to run away from fear. But once you face it, like, you're looking for the next thing to face. So I faced that fear. I talked to Aaron. I signed on the dotted line. Then it was like, oh my God, I get this coach. And what if I don't like her? What if she doesn't like me? What if, none of this works? And I was like, well, I mean, you could run in the other direction and keep gaining weight and keep, backpedaling and being a worse, example for your girls. Or you could just, meet the coach, be like, hey, and then, then do a live on the thing and be like, hey, and then do an exercise and, eat a meal and take your pictures and vox, people and get to know people. And then I was like, dang, this shit ain't scary. Like, I'm not scared anymore. I still face scary things like new workouts, Burn Zone 4, I'm scared for. It's new and exciting, scary things that, like, you just get in up here. Like, I'm more scared to die overweight, sad, lonely, depressed, than I am to face a workout, oh my God, they want me to do handstands on a wall. And I was like, I got this shit. And I like tumble over on equipment. And I'm like, okay, I don't got this shit. I'll practice a little more. Like, be scared. Go after it, because, oh my God, the feeling is so elating. Like, you're going to meet and exceed, like, just your wildest dreams. You really can. Like,
Amen
I
to
tell
that.
everybody, I'm like, you just said you can't. Oh, swear a lot, but I'm like, them swear words. You cannot say I can't. Oh.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And for those of you guys listening, fear is an indication that you're moving in the right direction. And if you're listening to it and you're like, yes, I'm feeling scared, what if this doesn't work, right, like all these things, what if it does? And what would happen if you don't change right now? What will your life look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Before I get to the next question, one of your fears were, what if I don't like my coach? I know she's laughing. I know right now she's laughing so hard as she's hearing this. Talk to us about your relationship with your coach.
Oh my God.
And who's that person anyways?
Coach Mo, Mama
Coach.
Mo. Even though she's younger than me, I don't feel right calling her Mama Mo because I'm like, I am still officially older than you, Mo. She's so freaking incredible. Like, what a beast. She has so much love and respect for the program and for what you're going through. Like, there's no taboo subject. There's no, like, at first I didn't even know that I could be like, this happens, or like, I thought it was all, this is what I eat, and this is the workout I did. And I was like, this is what my coach does. And then I started like, oh my God, my husband did this, my kids did this, and she was like, oh, come on, dump it. It's just so nice to have an outlet, like everybody in the IC, like that community, like all of you guys in that freaking community. It's so amazing.
IC peeps, go ahead and drop them hearts. If you're in the IC or have been in the IC, drop IC heart.
And just
Even
also,
not just the IC, just the regular page too. But
of course,
the community is unlike any other. And when you're with like-minded people that are all after the same thing, like, you just build a freaking sisterhood that is absolutely incredible. And I mean, I'm sure my relationship with Mo will go much further than this. She's actually made me want to become a coach for you guys.
Ooh, inspiration.
Yeah.
So one thing is, like, you know what? Shout out to every single one of our coaches. Coach Mo is incredible. We really couldn't do what we do without them. And even if they're not your direct coach, like, they still have an impact.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah.
It's definitely a team effort and incredible. And I want to just backtrack really quick to fear, because you mentioned something very powerful, and I kind of just want to reiterate it because it's very important. You said you were scared and you did all the things anyways, and then you realized it wasn't scary. And I heard something today. There's a difference between the guy that you told me to listen to. There's a difference between fear and anxiety. And fear is true fear is something that is already physically in front of us that makes us scared. If you see a bear and it starts charging at you, you have fear of something that is real, something that is really actually happening. Anxiety is you making up a story about something that might happen but is not actually in front of you yet. You're just thinking, what if this thing happens? So, when you said, well, I could either do this thing or I could keep going backwards, what I like to ask people is, like, what would be the worst thing that happened? What would be the absolute worst thing that would happen? And usually it's like, oh, well, I'll waste more money. Is that the worst thing? For one, are you dead? Is a bear chasing you? No, like, that's not the worst thing, because money is renewable. Of course, you don't want to fail. Now, if you look at investing in something and then failing as a waste of money, you're looking at the situation wrong. Because when you fail, you have an opportunity to learn something, which means you just paid for your education. You're welcome. Because you go to school and you might get all A's and you paid for it. You're like, yeah, so I paid for all my freaking diploma or my certificate, my piece of paper, and maybe some letters after my name. But in life, like, where did that get you? And I guarantee you failed at something in school at some point. You messed up an answer to a math question. You got the essay question wrong. Something happened and you failed. But what do you do from that? Like, you get to then go to your teacher and say, I fucked up. How do I fix it? Right? What do I do differently because I want to get a good grade? It's the same thing. You're paying for your education. When you fail, ask yourself, like, what did I learn from this so that I can be better? And if you've taken something away and you've extracted something to be better, then that money was well spent. Even if you feel like you failed, here's the truth. You are going to fail. You, Amy G, you're still going to fail. There's going to be more things you fall on your face at, because if you're always trying to get better, that means you're treading territory you have not yet. And if it's new to you, you will fail. You're going to miss shots. But if you don't take them, you're guaranteed to get 0 points ever. Right? So when we think we're scared, I just want to encourage anybody listening to this. When you think that you're scared of something, are you giving yourself anxiety because you're making up a story about what could possibly happen and you don't want it to happen? Or is there something legitimately already in front of you that is threatening your life? If it's not threatening your life, fucking move forward, because the only way to get past it is to go through it. It's going to be there. You can't remove it. You just have to go through it. And then when you get to the other side, you realize, shit, I made a really big deal out of something that didn't need to be a big deal. So that was very much on my heart, because I think it's something that 100%, especially women with weight loss and programs and spending money on things. Spending, you can spend, you can waste, and you can invest. If you're willing to take away lessons that you learn from failures, it is still an investment that is not money wasted. Mm-hmm. So consider that. But when you are considering investing in some kind of program, make sure there's something about that program that, for one, sits right in your heart. You've got to feel something's different about this. Something's going to move me in this. Something's going to actually take me to a place I've never been taken to, so that I can actually address things that need to be addressed, so that I can move past and not end up back where I was before with all the other things that I've tried. Mm-hmm. Right? And that is the thing that I think you felt, which is why you're like, I'm going to do it anyways. Right?
Yep.
All right. So
I'm curious to know, before that Doritos moment, okay, like, has weight loss been something that you've attempted to do? And if so, like, what were some things that you've done before? And I guess if it's been a thing, how long have you been trying?
Wait, I want that to be part B of the question. Part A is, how much did you weigh? Like, what was the most that you weighed?
I believe it was like 170 at my
And how tall are you?
She's my height.
Well, I want them to know.
I'm a little like Street. No, I'm a little bit taller than Street. I'm like 5'3" with my hair.
So 5'2".
All right. So 5'2", 175.
Yeah, ish. I mean, I think I don't even know what I was when I started. I try not to remember now.
No, that's okay.
I think.
And then to Sarit's question.
Yeah, like, was weight loss a thing that, like, you've been attempting to do before that? Or was that like the first moment where you had your hand like halfway deep the family size Doritos?
I mean, I didn't really realize until I started this program that I've pretty much had an eating disorder my entire life. So it never used to be that I needed to lose weight. I was in starvation mode trying to. So when I was a baby, I had severe constipation, like severe. And I just walked around with the biggest belly there was. And as soon as I got to an age where I kind of outgrew that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of thin. And then it was like, well, I got to be, a teenager and was like, well, I need to stay thin. And everybody's thin. And so, the eating stopped. And, I ate maybe once a day and was like, all right, that's cool. Like people eat like once a day and survive. Right. And I did that throughout my 20s and 30s. And then, 5 kids and so many years later, married and just sitting at home, just gaining weight, being like, oh, this is what happens when you're happy. You cook and you bake and you just settle in and you do movies all night long and you drink and you mindlessly eat. And this is the normal American way. And
Were you happy?
no.
So that's not
at
what you do
all.
when you're happy.
No, well, no, I don't. I know that now. But when I started this, and I was like, you mean, okay, I have to eat that many times a day? And I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I can do that. So first, going back to fears, you talk about fear. I can't tell you how many times I cried on the Zoom. I can't eat this way. I can't do this. That was such a fear. I never thought I'd be afraid of food, but I knew that I had to save me. For once, I had to eat to save me instead of eating and it was killing me. But no, probably about 7 years ago, I tried another company that just, again, was like, here's our protein drinks and here's some supplements. But I still was left to my own devices otherwise. And I just was never taught properly. It still was like, oh, I've got a baked potato, but I'm going to cover it in ranch. Oh, I've got some green beans, but I'm going to cover them in cheese and, just stuff like that. So I just kind of got to be like, I'm doing my veg. That's good enough, for years. And again, then I just woke up and everything hurt. And I thought, oh, like, why does everything hurt? I haven't worked out in 2 years. And like, why does everything hurt like this? And just the freaking light bulb went off. And I was like, Jesus, Amy, get a grip.
I love that. So I would be curious to know, unlike other things that you've tried in the past, with the inner circle, like what are the things that are involved that makes the journey different? And how did that help you?
Just all, again, like-minded people. We're all going after the same thing. But like the more you share, the more you're not the only one going through something. So like open up, be vulnerable. If you're thinking like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing, I'm probably the only one going through this. No, just share it because it's so inspiring to hear somebody else be like, this is what I'm going through. And then all of a sudden, everybody else is like, girl, I've been sitting on that for so long and I didn't want to say anything. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, well, I did this to conquer that. And then it just is such an awesome community. I mean, everybody's sharing, fucking magnificent books to read and podcasts to listen to and recipes and workouts. And what, just different things that work for them. It's not just about, fitness. Like I thought, all right, this is just another fitness group. Again, I just was like, maybe this one will work. But yeah, when you sit down and I mean, there's women that I'm meeting that like, I know more about these women than I know about most of my family. It is again such a sisterhood. It is so freaking amazing. For anybody that's going to the live,
Sisterhood.
for anybody that's going to the live in November, I cannot freaking wait.
I was just going to ask you, how excited are you to meet everybody?
Okay, listen, people. I know we're live, but I'm a butt squeezer, so you better be prepared.
Listen, people, if you're not going and you want to get your butt squeezed, go to shop.aaronandsarit.com to get your ticket to the live event on November 12th.
No, not December. I'll squeeze your butt if you go. But yeah, I cannot wait to hug these women. Like, it just is so amazing to share so much with these women, like literally on a daily basis, on the page and then on the Zooms every week. And you're just like, hot damn, like it is such an amazing feeling. Like I cannot wait to, I only have 4 months left in the IC, but hopefully I'll be able to be on the other side helping all the other women that join, because this has really made me realize my passion. And I'm so fucking happy for what I've been able to do that I want to shout it from the rooftops and help other women.
Did you ever think that you would be able to, drop 25 pounds? What is it? Like drop 10 inches, go flex real quick, just flex.
This is 49.
Like at 49 years old, based on everything that you've been through, like, did you like ever think that you could feel this way when you wake up every single morning?
No, like there's mornings where I wake up and I'm like, one of these days, I'm just going to wake up and be like, why did I do this? And every day I wake up and I'm like, good morning. It's another fucking day to inspire somebody. Jacked by 50, Mo. Mo and I have a pact that we're going to be jacked by 50. I am not freaking aging. I am not missing a second. I have wasted so many damn years. If you can't tell, I'm a little extra. And there were years that I was extra, but my extra was hair color and like just squeezing my big boobs into a shirt and showing cleavage, because like I was so depressed and I was so heavy, but I just thought walking around, like coloring my hair, people won't notice my weight. Maybe if they're staring at my boobs, they won't notice my weight. And now I'm like walking around like, hey, point me towards the nearest, like, where's the freaking oat milk? Everybody knows, like, they're like so sick of me showing my freaking pictures on
Never.
Like,
Anybody sick of it?
It's inspiring, man. It's inspiring. I would, if you could give to anybody who's listening, like 1 to 3 tips, like knowing who you were and what you needed to hear and knowing what you know now, in order to help them to either get on the right path or continue to move along, what would that be?
The most impactful.
Oh, I actually told my sister this last night about the slashing the tires. She's like, God, I had a freaking Pop-Tart, and I know you guys talk about Pop-Tarts all. I had a Pop-Tart for breakfast, and I was like, fuck it, I'll have a slice of pizza for lunch and a burger and fries for dinner. And I'm like, dude, quit slashing all your tires. Just because you slashed one, you can keep going with one slashed tire. Have a good lunch. Follow that with a good dinner. Don't, like that has been one of my biggest things. Like, whoop, I slipped up. Big deal. I slipped up, every day is day one. Like you just wake up going, all right, the alarm went off, late. Everybody's running late. So how about, I've just learned my time management and my discipline is so different. I read something somewhere that was like, can you trust yourself?
Mm.
If you had to get something done, could you trust yourself to do it?
Mm.
Or would you let yourself down? And I was like, oh my God, I was the least disciplined person I ever knew. Now I'm like, oh, you need X, Y, and Z done by this time. Got it. Like I am setting alarms. I'm getting up early. I'm eating meals. I'm sending Mo. I'm like, look how many times I ate today, Mo. I'm eating. I'm an eater. Like I'm a goal setter. And although I did read something today about a goal, can I share it with you guys if I can find it real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't,
hit me in the face, because I always said I keep my goals in my front pocket. But after today, I was like, oh, well, maybe it's not a goal. So from chop wood, carry water, goals actually allow you to shirk responsibility. But a mission, only the person in the mirror can stop you from living that out. So I now have a mission. I am no longer going after goals. I'm going after my mission. Because, yeah, you can totally be like, that's kind of a lame goal. Hell no. You got to make it a mission. So, yeah, I loved that today. I had to take a picture of it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. It's super powerful. And for those of you who don't know, Coach Mo is Mel O'Connor. I realize I'm like, oh, there's some new people in here.
You're looking for me.
Yeah. M-O are her initials. She's Mama Mo. Okay. And another question that I thought about when you said, like, would I trust myself to get something done? I was thinking, okay, when we don't know how to, like, if your car breaks down and you don't know how to fix it, you go hire somebody who knows how to fix it, right? You either go to a car shop or call somebody to come to your house, whatever, right? Call a tow truck. You hire somebody to help you solve the problem. That's logical, right? Makes sense. Because you have confidence that somebody else is going to be better at solving that problem than you are. So why do we think we will be the best person at solving a weight loss problem that we have not been able to solve for years? Like, hire somebody, whether it's us or somebody else. It's not the point here. What I'm saying is, would you hire yourself based on the knowledge and your track record? Would you hire yourself to help yourself lose weight? And if the answer is no, find somebody else who can. But, you got to have confidence in those people. You got to trust those people, of course, that person, that whoever. But the would you hire yourself thing? Because I'm like, oh, well, when we have things that we want to accomplish, we're on a mission too, baby. Yeah. I wouldn't hire myself to get to somewhere I've never been, because I've never been there. I wouldn't pay somebody who doesn't know how to help me get there, right? I don't know how to help me get there.
Fitness tour guides.
Not best life ever tour guide. Take a ride.
What a ride it's been.
So I'm curious to know, what is your mission?
Great question.
Oh boy. Well, fit as fuck. I back 550. Okay. Maybe, that's my mission. I definitely want to be an ENS coach. And I just want to see that my girls are growing up a positive female role model. Times are so different, and I don't want them, sorry to all the Kardashians, but I don't want them growing up thinking that is just safe at any, like all these rail thin models and take this supplement and put this belt on. And no, my girls see me sweating my ass off and downing, the water and making pans of veg. And, every night they come in and what's for dinner tonight? And I'm like, stir fried chicken and, whatever. And they're like, oh my God. Yeah. Like, they used to be nuggets and fries girls. Like, I got the air fryer just to make the perfect French fries. And now it's like Brussels. The whole thing smells like Brussels sprouts because I'm like air frying Brussels sprouts like a mad woman. I've got girls that I want to bring up to know that they can do the same thing and go on and inspire other people, no matter what age. Like my daughter, who is anorexic right now, joined a walk fit group, and they get to go into the weight room. And she messaged me the other day and said, I blame you for pushing myself in the weight room. And I said, oh my God, like, I don't know how to take that. And she was like, my friends is telling me, like, just do 10 and stop. And she's like, no, like my mom would not let me do that. So I sent, a flex picture, and I was like, that's my strong girl. So, like, just to hear that, I know I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm inspiring the next generation to not succumb to, be rail thin, and not succumb to like give in to, 5 for $5 fucking burgers, because you only have $5 in your pocket. Like, just go buy you a big ass salad and a chicken breast at Kroger. I'm sure you could find that for fun. Like, oh, I'm doing my best. Like, I just want to inspire women to know, no matter whether you're 16 or you're 50, it's possible. Like, it's got to be. I just love you guys, because you seriously have lit a fire under my ass that, like, I think my entire family is just like, what the fuck is she on? It's just life again. Like, I'm finally living again.
Thank you so much for all of this. And, I love what you're about, and, like how you're using your transformation journey as a vehicle to, make a bigger difference. That's really what it's all about. We're all vehicles. And it truly is possible for all of us. And, for anybody who's listening to this, I want to, reinstate the interesting fact that, like our services are weight loss services. Now, notice, not one time did Amy G say calories. Not one time did Amy G say macros. Not one time did Amy G say scale.
Hungry, starving.
Something to think about, right? Like, your biggest lessons are like slashing tires, time management and discipline, mission.
Opening up.
Isn't that interesting? And I want to share this with you guys, because I don't care where you're at in your journey. If you're at a state where you are unhappy with your body, what you want is weight loss, but what you need is self-enlightenment. And that is what we do. And that's what makes this mission so fucking different. because we are here to enlighten you to become the best version of yourself so that you can have your own mission and live your goddamn best life, because that is what you were put on this earth for. And that is what I was put on this earth for, to enlighten you through the own pain that I used to have, the own pain that Aaron used to have, so that you can pursue your best life. I don't care what you're feeling right now. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling sorry for yourself, get outside of your comfort zone and do something about it, because every single day that goes by where you stay where you are, you're falling behind and you become a victim to society that wants you to stay there. And we ain't about that life, you guys, because Lord knows, now more than ever, we need some strong leaders who are all about female empowerment, who are here to make a difference and are here to raise one another up. And only when we all raise one another up, guess what? We fucking win.
We win, and we're not dependent on anybody else to take care of us physically, mentally, or emotionally. Not the government, not a significant other, not a family member, nobody. And if you are feeling depressed, you need a purpose, because when you have a purpose, there's no time to be depressed. And if you want to find your purpose, then you need to exploit your pain, because your pain becomes your purpose. Amy G, yes or no?
Hell yes.
You said just now, I've gone through this thing and now I want to use it to impact other people. If we want the next generation, which, like, it is amazing for us to live great lives. Nobody's put on this planet to be like, oh, I hope I'm poor. I hope I'm miserable. I hope I'm depressed. I hope I don't want to wake up in the morning. Like, no, we all want to be successful, whether that's money, relationships, our bodies, our minds. Like, we are made to that is all a good thing. And when you do that, what happens is you want to inspire the next person. It's the ripple effect, ladies, and maybe gentlemen, I don't know. It's the ripple effect. And so if you want to stop feeling depressed, you need to find your purpose. It's not difficult. You need to exploit your pain. When you exploit your pain, you will find your purpose.
Come on.
That's simple as that. But when you're too scared or anxious, really, because you're making up the fear, when you are in that state, you paralyze yourself to take action. And the only way to get to where you want to be is to go through the pain. It's okay. Guess what? It hurts when you're in pain, and it hurts when you're getting out of pain. No matter what, pain is not optional. It's part of life. And the sooner you can accept that, the sooner you can give yourself some fucking permission to move forward regardless of how scared you feel.
That's wrong.
So somebody asked earlier, how much is the inner circle? It's a lot of money. I'm just going to say that. But every single person who's been through it.
Break it down that you got a coach and you got everything at your disposal on a daily basis. I broke it down and was like, hot damn, I am worth that.
You're worth.
Spent worse money. You're like, I failed at that shit. I am not failing at this, because it gets in your head and it sticks with you. And I'm doing this for a year. There's no fucking way I am going to fail after this. Yeah. Like, I am just starting. So, like,
just getting warmed up, baby.
Extra is just beginning.
Yes. And you know what? Like, you can continue spending a bunch of little money on hula hoops and protein shakes, or you can take the money that you would spend in the next 20 years of your life continuing in the same hamster wheel that you've been in, and you can put it into one lump sum so that you no longer have to continue suffering in the hamster wheel trying to chase the little water spout that's sticking into the cage that you've put yourself in. Here's the deal. You have the key to get out of the cage. But why you're scared is because that requires commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and what you guys are teaching is like, we can leave this program with all of that knowledge and succeed outside of it. All the other programs are like, do this every single day, or you're gonna, like, you got to eat your keto, you got to do your bullshit, count that, whatever. You guys are getting back to basics. Keep it clean, keep it green, like, you guys teach essential everyday tools that once you're done, yeah, I'm going to miss the hell out of these ladies and being on the inner circle page and stuff like that. But I still have the knowledge to survive outside of the program with these simple everyday tools.
To thrive outside of the program. Because here's the deal, you guys, we don't want you to be dependent on us, just like we don't want you to be dependent on any other diet or program or thing. We want you to find your own independence so that you don't feel like you have to rely on anyone, not even us.
Amen.
That's the goal. If you are our client forever because you feel like you have to be, we've not done our job.
Yeah, that's the difference with you guys. You aren't wanting us to circle back around and be like, I didn't,
You'll stay anyways.
Yeah, you want to give us the tools that are like, we've done what we feel we need to, where the other guys are like, oh, wait, now we've added, this video super supreme, like, they keep,
Sounds like a sandwich.
They keep trying, like, they need your money again and again and again. And you guys are like, no, you take this knowledge, we want to embed it in you and then free you to go and, like, live your best life.
Drop the number.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the number. Let me see if I have the phone number here. Yeah, you know what? We actually have a number here. If you want to chat with somebody from our team about the inner circle, what it's like, what your options would be, no obligation, just get outside of your fear right now. And just, you can text this number, just say inner circle information or something like that. Becca's on the other side of that line and she will set up a time to chat with you. Like I said, no obligation. Like, you want to do it or you don't want to do it. We're not here to force you to do anything, but hopefully this was inspiring to you. Amy G, thank you so much for just being a part of this community, for stepping straight into the eye of your fear so that you can tackle it. And most of all, for trusting us and giving us opportunity, because that is the most difficult part in an online world where there are people who are trying to cheat people. It's difficult to stand aside from that when somebody doesn't know you. And so the fact that you stepped in and you trusted us means the absolute world. Every single person who has done any of our programs, paid any amount of money for any service or program that we offer, that trust is that you put in us, we do not take for granted. And we want to do everything that we can to fight for you, to bend over backwards for you. We've got, I think, eight coaches on our team right now who are willing to fight for you, and growing. And, if you take anything away from this, it's don't let your fear stop you from what you know you need to do to become a better version of your already awesome self.
Yeah. Trust yourself.
Amy G, thank you so much for your time today. And I look forward to seeing you on the Monday night call. And we look forward to seeing you in person.
I can't wait to get my ass kicked in November.
Yeah. And thank you guys for joining us today. We hope that you found lots of value in today's conversation. If anybody has a question, about your journey or perhaps your experience in the inner circle, can they just reach out to you? Is that all right?
Oh, heck yeah. Like
Amy Galeski.
Please.
Amy Galeski.
Amy Fraser Galeski on Facebook. So I'll give you my cell phone number. You can friggin' call me. Like, please.
So cute. Awesome. You guys are fabulous, and I hope that you have a happy Flex Friday and a beautiful weekend. And Amy G, happy Flex Friday to you. You're an inspiration.
Give us one more.
Keep on flying, girl. And you guys, we will see you next Friday for another conversation. Go be great, everybody, and take care. Bye.